What's up, guys? JP back at you once again, bringing you guys day number 14 in my 6th annual 31 Days of Horror. This is a series in which we watch and review 31 horror films in 31 days, all during the month of October, leading right up to Halloween. And of course, continuing along with day 14, I wanted to watch more 80s horror films. Like, I was kind of in that mood a little bit, especially ones that I had never heard of or seen. And you guys remember yesterday I reviewed Kadecha, and as you notice, there is a bonus film plus Innocent Prey, which is also from the 80s and Australian. And as you look at this case, you're like, it looks like a bonus feature, because like plus Innocent Prey, it's like, you know, takes a back seat in terms of cover art. Like, most of the cover art is Kadecha. And honestly, I don't know why, because Innocent Prey is the better film. Innocent Prey came out in the year 1984. I do not believe it got its state release until 1988, so quite a while later. But Innocent Prey is interesting for a few reasons. First of all, it stars PJ Soles of Halloween fame. It also has Debbie Sue Voorhees playing a hooker. And it is directed by the guy who directed Long Weekend, so kind of has some cool stuff going on here. Basically, it follows a woman who is played by PJ Soles, and her husband, she basically catches him murdering a hooker, played by Debbie Sue Voorhees, and there's a scene in which he's trying to like convince her, you know, hey, this is okay, blah, 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 blah. And of course she's like having none of that, so she helps the authorities arrest him. They lock him up in an insane asylum. She tries to move on with her life. He escapes. He comes back after her, so she's like, screw this, and she moves to Australia, where she begins staying and kind of living, kind of restarting her life, where she meets a guy and they begin to, like each other and stuff like that. And her landlord happens to be a voyeuristic murderer. So she went from one psychopath to another psychopath. And it's kind of an interesting setup, honestly. Like, I wasn't really expecting that. It's kind of a cool idea, really. And the film is, you have to suspend your disbelief a little bit in a movie like this, but I was fine with that because, hey, what the hell, it's a concept that I hadn't seen before, so I liked it. And honestly, guys, the film is solid. It's a very entertaining movie. I think it runs maybe a little bit too long. PJ Soles is not the best character. She is kind of naive, kind of a habitual victim, you know what I mean? She keeps getting herself in these situations. It's, as messed up as it says, is to say, it's kind of her naivety that kind of puts her in this situation in the first place. And then, but besides that, I mean, there's not, like, great kills. Like, the voyeur character, he's pretty interesting because he owns an apartment building or complex, and he has cameras in all of them, and he just watches them in his room. Very voyeuristic and stuff like that. Cool for the second killer. I really like that. And the husband is hell-bent on getting revenge on his wife. So you kind of got all these things at play. It does still feel like it goes on a little too long, and honestly, PJ Soles just doesn't, something's up with her hair in this movie too. Like, it's crazy, but she doesn't really have that like strong leading lady heroine feel that you would want out of a character who you're supposed to root for. Like I said, she was kind of like written like very naive and just like kind of dumb. You kind of need to be able to get behind the lead final girl and root for her and stuff, and you don't really get that with PJ Soles. And honestly, guys, there is the scene at the very end where I'm like, ha, you gotta be kidding me. So I thought that was cool, and honestly, I really liked this movie. Like, I liked it a lot. It was a very fun movie. I wasn't expecting it to any of it, really, and I just thought that it was another neat Australian horror film, guys. Australian horror films are so much fun. And I'm gonna come in, believe it or not, sounds crazy, but I'm gonna come in at an 8 out of 10 on Innocent Prey. I very much enjoyed it. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's review. Check out Umbrella Entertainment. I believe that this is coded Region 4 on the back there, but It does play in my Xbox One, so pick this double feature up, maybe when they're having a sale or something like that. I recommend it. Peace out, guys.